Hello, welcome to Mr. Simli's YouTube channel. In this tutorial, I want to show us how to make this flared gown. It has an half cut and a half circle with a long sleeve and a button design at the front. If this looks like something you're interested in, kindly stay tuned and let us learn together. I have gone ahead to fold up my lining piece. I'm going to cut the pattern out on the lining piece before transferring it to my African print. I have folded the fabric, the lining piece up into 4. As you can see, right here I have 4 folds, and this allowance at the back here is for the zipper. So it is folded up like this. I placed 2 of it on each other. On this starting line, which doubles as our shoulder line, I'm going to go in by 3 inches and come down by 1.5 for the back net depth and 5 inches for the front neck depth. Then I will connect it together. I'll take the back neck depth again on the back fold, then rule a straight line to join it. From this fold at the top, which is for the front bodies, I am going to go in by half of the shoulder measurement, which is 8 inches, 16 inches divided by 2. I will come down at that point by 1 inch, then slant it to the neck width. This is our shoulder slope right here. From the shoulder line again, I will come down by 9 inches. For the armhole depth, I'll take the measurement again, then roll it into a straight line. I'm going to divide this line into 2, and you have 4 inches. At this 4 inches point, I'm going to come in by half of an inch. Then connect our armhole curve. Placing my tape on the starting line, I'm going to come down by the bust point of 11 inches and waistline of 16 inches. This is for the front waist. Then 18 inches for allowance. I'll take the measurement again, then roll it into a straight line. I'm going to divide the bust circumference into 4, and that gives us 9 3/4. I took the measurement on the chest line, and on the waistline here, I'm going to divide the waist round of 37 inches into 4, and that gives us 9 1/4. I will give it a depth of 1.5 inch. Then let's connect the lines together. I'm going to add 2 inches sewing allowance to both the bust and the waist, and I'll connect the points together. Coming to the back now, the back waistline is different from the front, and it is shorter by 1 inch. Therefore, our back waistline is 15 inches. On this 15 inches point, I'm going to go in by half of an inch and make a slanted line. This that we are taking here is to smoothen our back at the zipper area so it will not bulge or wrinkle. Then coming to the front bodies again, I am going to input half of the bust span, which is 4 inches on the waistline, and I'm going to go up from that waistline by 4 inches. At this 4 inches point, I'm going to make a point of the half of the bust span again, then roll it into a straight line. This is where we are going to place our dart. Remember, our dart allowance is 1.5. So 1.5 divided by 2 is 0.75. So I'm going to divide that on both sides of that leg. And now we have successfully drafted out our bodies. I will add the 2 inches allowance that we added to the front half cut. I'm going to add it to the back as well, like this. And I'm not going to connect it yet because we are going to lift the front bodies up first before we connect the back and cut it out. I just want to extend this line here. I'm going to add 1/2 inch sewing allowance to the shoulder slants like this. Join the points together, and now we can cut out our pattern. I have placed the 2 lining pieces on my African print, which is the main fabric, and now I'm going to trace out the pattern, after which I will iron an interface to the pieces, then stitch the dart lines. After cutting the patterns on the main fabric, I went ahead to iron stay to all the pieces. As you can see right here, these are the back pieces. I've ironed stay to them as well, and the lining. The next step now is to take in our dart. Remember, we notched the parts, the dart legs, we notched them, so I'm going to pin them together like this. So matching both legs together, I will hold it with a pin. Then take the measurement again. The measurement, the total measurement for the dart leg is 6 inches. So I'll measure 6 inches from this bottom, then slant a line to the dart, to the notch we made for the dart leg. Now I'll repeat this process for the remaining side of the front bodies and also the back bodies as well. After stitching the darts, after stitching it up, now I'm going to place the next piece on it like this. I've ironed the center of the bodies, so I'm going to match the center of the next piece to it as well. So I'm going to place it like this, and I will suspend the stitching from the neckline here. I'm going to suspend it at about 3 inches from the hem of the bodice. This is 2 inches for joining allowance that we gave it while cutting, and extra 1 inch because I do not want to stitch the half length up completely before I join the flare. So I'm going to suspend it here. Let me hold it with my pin. And now I will take it to my sewing machine to stitch. I'm going to follow the mid line that I have here. I'm going to follow it down to this point. Then I will place the lining piece on it like this, right side facing right side. I'm going to stitch the neckline up by 1/2 inch, open it up to top stitch on the lining piece like this. Then I will join the sides with 1/2 inch just to turn the lining piece, and then I will work on the back piece as well. So first of all, I will join the neckline like this, make a top stitch, then join the zipper allowance and also the side. I will do this for this other piece as well. To draft a half circle flare, we'll need our waist round. In this case, it is 41.5 inches. Then the length of the skirt, like the length from the half length to the gown length, is 40 inches. I'm going to add extra 3 inches to that for joining allowance and turning the hem of the skirt. So we have 43 inches. Now let's calculate what we are going to fold. The formula for a half circle flare is circumference divided by 3.14. This is for a half circle flare, which is 41.5 divided by 3.14, and that gives us 13.2 approximately. Now to get our fold, I'm going to add the 13.2 plus 43 inches of the length, and this gives us 56.2. This is what we are going to fold. I'm going to illustrate that fold with this piece of paper here. So I'm going to take this across like this to be the wideness of the fabric. It is just an illustration, understood? And this here like this to be the length. In Africa, print usually come in 45 inches length, and the wideness is as much as you want it. So on this length now is shorter than the wideness that we need. On this wide part, I'm going to measure 56.2 inches, and I will assume that it stops around here. Then I'm going to fold it into 2. Then this gives us 86.2 inches in 2 places. Then I will go ahead to fold it like this in a rectangular form, and this right here is our fold for the half circle skirt. Then placing my tape at the tip here, I'm going to come down by the 56.2 inches that we need, and I will make marks round it like this. So let's assume this is where the 56.2 inches stops. I'll make marks round like this, placing, making sure that the tape does not shift from the edge that we have here. I will place it. Then I will join the points together. As you can see, this upper part is shorter than the one at the bottom. That means that our circle is not really full. It's not exactly full, except you are using a 60 inches length fabric, or your skirt, your circle is not full length. You are likely to encounter this if you are using an African print. So what we are going to do now is to cut out this circle as it is. Then place this bottom piece as it is on it like this, making sure that it overlaps a little. That is going to serve as our joining allowance. It's about half of an inch. Hold it with your pins. then turn it over like this, and now we'll trace out the bottom like this to give us equal length for our circle. Can you see now? So after you are done with the drafting, you just separate it and attach it together. Now we are going to continue. Coming to this upper part again, I'm going to come down by the circumference of the waist, which is 13.2. Do you remember? So I'm just going to take that 13.2 inches mark here, placing the tape at the tip as well, making sure that it does not shift. I'll take the point. Then I'll cut it out. And now we have successfully cut out our half circle flare. So because the bodice that we're working on is not joined yet, it is separated in 3 places. So we are going to separate this circle as well. And it is going to be done like this. 1, 2, 3. So this fold here is going to be for the center front, for the front bodies, and these 2 at the back is going to be for the 2 pieces at the back. So what we're going to do now is to slit this part open, not this part. Please take note, not this part, but this part, this closed up, this part that is closed up entirely. That is what we are going to separate. And this was how I cut both the main piece and the lining piece for my fabric. So now I'll set this aside and bring forth my real fabric. This is the front bodice right here, as you can see. So what I'm going to do now is to place the front piece of the half circle on it, right side facing right side. So I'm going to flip this over and lay this one directly on top of it. I'm going to start the pinning from the center. Then I will take it to my sewing machine to join it together with our sewing allowance. Then we'll do the same for the back pieces as well. And now I will complete attaching the neck. So I have ironed the middle of the flare as well. I have identified it. What I'm going to do now is to pin it to the center like I did for the half cut. I'm going to pin it like this. Then take it to my sewing machine to stitch it down to the hem line. Now I will attach the lining piece to the flare. I want it to cover up this joining part, the joining of the half length. I want the lining piece to cover it up, so I am going to place it on the waist like this, right side facing the right side like this, and I will place it on top of each other. And hold it with my pin before taking it to my sewing machine to stitch. So when I hold it like this, after running a stitch around it and I flip it over like this, you will see that the joining part would have been covered by the time we finish sewing. So that is what I'm going to do now. Then I will join the back piece together at the center of the back where the zipper is going to be. I'll place it right side facing right side like this, and I will stitch it, making sure that it aligns perfectly. I will stitch it down to the hem of the gown. I will stitch it up, and then I will attach the zipper. I've already ironed the zipper line. Then I went ahead to pin the sides of the gown together. As you can see, from the armhole point down to the hem line, I have pinned it. Now I will take my tape and measure 1.5 inch at the side here. While we were cutting, we gave it 2 inches allowance, and we've taken half of an inch from that to turn the sides like this, and that gives us 1.5 inches left. So I will take that again on the waistline, and from this waistline I'm going to slant a line down to the hem. I will measure 1 inch at this hem line here. Then I will slant it to meet the 1.5 inches at the waist. Now I am going to attach the sleeves. I already cut out the 2 sleeves, and that is because I have several tutorials on the channel where I cut out my sleeve on camera. You can watch those so you know how to go about use. Now right side facing right side, I'm going to insert the sleeve like this into the gown, then pin it at the shoulder. I'm going to start the pinning from the shoulder. I already need the center of the shoulder here like this, so I'm going to match it to this shoulder joining, then pin. I'll pin it round, take it to my sewing machine and hold it with a stitch. I'll do the same to the other side. Then I will hem the gown. I'm going to hem this. First of all, I will trim off this excess like this. Then I will hem it. I'll fold it inward 2 times and I'll stitch it round, and also I will attach the pockets.